Hello, 7th graders. Your new video is covering section 4.3 out of the book, which is proportions. Another word for proportion is equal. Proportion means equal. If they say something is proportional, they're saying that it's equal. Equal ratios. An equation stating that two ratios are equal. So for example, if I said that 3/4 equals 9/12, that would be a proportion. Because if I reduce 9 over 12, if I reduce it, it reduces down to 3/4. It's the same thing. It's equal, proportional. In order to figure out if two numbers are proportional, or two fractions are proportional, or two ratios, since fractions and ratios are really the same thing. You could also use cross products, and that's just products found that when you multiply the denominator of each ratio by the numerator of the other ratio, you crisscross. And I'll show you an example here. So for two ratios to be considered proportional, the cross products have to be equal. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? 3/7 equals 4/9. So I can't tell just by looking at it. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Use cross products. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 7 is 28. Are those two things equal? No. So that also means that they are not proportional. They can't be. They don't equal. Plus the fact that they don't reduce to the same number. So they can't be for that either. So then you can also reduce two ratios to see if they're proportional. And that's what I would have done right here, and they're already reduced. So I would say no, they're not. But here's another example. So if I had 3/9 and 15/45, so if I'm going to reduce them to see if they're equal, 3/9 reduces to 1/3 and 15/45 also reduces to 1/3. So they are equal, so you would also say that they are proportional. Can I use this proportional reasoning to figure out some tougher questions? I sure can. I'm going to put a story problem on here now, and then we'll look. Here is my story problem. A certain shade of green paint requires 4 parts blue to 5 parts yellow. If you mix 16 quarts of blue paint with 25 quarts of yellow paint, will you get the desired shade of green? Alright, so what are they actually asking here? They're basically asking you, are those two ratios equal? Are they proportional? They have to be, otherwise you won't have the right shade of green. So let's check it out. So 4 to 5 is my ratio. And then if I had blue on top here, I got to make sure that I have blue on top here. So 16 to 25. Can this reduce? No. So then you can already tell they're not. If you can't tell by looking at it, then cross reduce. 16 times 5 is 80. 4 times 25 is 100. Are those two things equal? No. So it is not proportional. You will not have, so in other words, you will not have the right shade of green. It's going to be off because this is not proportional to that. It doesn't name the same ratio. So bring that knowledge with you, and we will talk about it in more detail in class. Have a good night.